data so that we can identify a problem before users and solve the problem before it affects the system. The other part is open monitoring. The Beidou system will follow the basic principle of external monitoring, open monitoring, and global monitoring. We are working with organizations across the world to build a continuous global monitoring mechanism.
Beidou's technology is playing an important role in China's national security, economy, and also in disaster relief. To explain that, we are joined on Skype by our reporter Xu Xingchen in southwestern China's city of Chengdu. Xingchen, good morning. The Beidou navigation satellite system was used back in 2008 during the Wenchuan earthquakes, and it played a crucial role in search and rescue operations. What more can you tell us?
Sure, Zhongshu. So I am right now in the city of Chengdu, the capital city of southwest China's Sichuan province. The local region is very mountainous and prone to natural disasters like earthquake, landslides, and even mountain fire. And right behind me, we can see a huge monitor, and that is for an alert system that can notify people with natural disasters just like this. And now joining me is the architect behind this alert system, Dr. Wang Tun. So as we have mentioned, the Beidou satellite system was first used during the Wenchuan earthquake, a magnitude 8 earthquake, about a decade ago, and that's a 3-hour drive from Chengdu. And can you tell us a little more about how satellite technology helped the rescue mission?
Okay, at that moment, 12 years ago, the Beidou satellite actually transmitted the first
desde Colombia? Buenas noches.
information
Gracias.
from the disaster scene.
¿Qué tal, Legosi
To
y
let the
Jonathan?
government and
Buenas
the
noches.
society know what is
Hoy
the
con esta
actual
transmisión,
situation
así que
in
conseguimos de
Wenchuan
momento el
area.
Beidou
So that's the
con
first message from
Cohete
the
con
disaster
satélites chinos.
area. And then after that, we actually have been developing the early warning system for the earthquakes. With this Beidou system, because the Beidou system has the function of transmitting the short message to other area. So this short message system is used to transmit the sensors data from all the areas, so that the center can collect the seismic data simultaneously.
So as you have mentioned about this transmission about short messaging, and because over a decade ago during the Wenchuan magnitude 8 earthquake, and the road and traffic were terminated, was suspended, and because of the Beidou satellite system, and actual rescuers can learn about the local situation. And now we also know the satellite technology can be used to detect all other kinds of disasters, right? And the precision the Beidou satellite system can offer actually is pretty competitive comparing to like counterparts like GPS, right?
Right. So the general precision of the Beidou system is basically the same as the GPS, and on the other hand, it has more precision when we use some other technology to make.
Bueno, acabamos de habilitar el chat en pantalla, lo vamos a mantener mientras podamos ver que no nos impida o no nos corte la visibilidad en la filmación nuestra, ¿no?
In China and in Chengdu actually, and this technology I think will be used in other countries as well.
Thank you so much, Dr. Wang.
Yes.
So we can see that satellite technology can be used to during disaster relief, just offer a lot to save more people. And we know while it's not cheap to build a satellite and send it to space, and there are a lot of investments as pouring into the use of technology, like satellite technology. And here just in Chengdu, the government aims to build an industry of some 200 billion yuan, that's about $3 billion for industry just based on the Beidou satellite system. And right next door, it is the Jiuzhou Electric Group, one of the largest tech makers here in Southwest China. And that company has a special and specific subsidiary just focusing on developing machines and equipment based on the Beidou satellite system for navigation and the location services. 郑世.
Huge potential for the application of the Beidou system. We'll all keep watching. CGT and Xu Xingchen live for us in Chengdu today. Xingchen, thank you. The Beidou satellite navigation system has already helped China during the pandemic. We get more details from CGTN's Cao Bing.
China was hit hard by the novel coronavirus at the beginning of the year. As Wuhan, where the first case of the epidemic was reported, raced to build 2 specialist hospitals from scratch. The Beidou system helped.
In the battle against COVID-19, Beidou provided a high-precision
Están
mapping
contando
service for the building
que
of Huashan
también les
Nation
ayuda
hospitals,
el propio sistema
which helped speed up
con la batalla del
construction.
coronavirus.
Beidou
Por el
devices also played a
posicionamiento
big
global, o sea,
role in
utilizan su
reducing
propio
infections.
posicionamiento global en vez de depender
Drones
de
and
otros
unmanned
como el
vehicles
GPS,
guided
que es
by
americano,
Beidou
o el
were
GLONASS,
used to
que es
deliver
europeo, ¿no?
emergency medical supplies. The process is fast and accurate and reduces human contact, curbing the spread of the disease.
Drones were also used to spray disinfectant. A Beidou-guided drone can spray
Bueno,
5,000
acá ahora vemos en este momento los drones
which is beyond
tirando
the reach of
desinfectante
other disinfection vehicles.
y están guiados
And
todos con el
Beidou-guided
sistema
systems help
satelital
vehicles take the
Beidou
best
Chino
route to deliver
DDS,
emergency
¿no?
medical and living materials from around the country.
This system helped direct more than 6 million vehicles, ensuring that emergency materials reached the worst-hit areas.
A network of 2,600
Lo
stations.
que les da el tener un sistema de navegación propia satelital como esto es que no dependen de otro país para poder tener posicionamiento en sus navegadores satelitales, en los robots, en los autos, en todo lo demás. Bueno, volvemos a las imágenes del cohete.
Last swath carrying China's last satellite to complete its Beidou satellite navigation system. We do understand that the launch will take place in about 10 minutes. We'll have all the live coverage there right here on CGTN. Make sure you stay with us for our special coverage. I'm now joined in the studio by Li Yuan. He is Business Development Director from ComSat Technology, which focuses on satellite development, in-orbit delivery services, solutions for satellite applications, and space education. Mr. Li, welcome to the program. This is an exciting day for China. 20 years of development spanning 3 generations of the Beidou satellites, and we're finally here today witnessing the launch that will send the last satellite to complete a system that has been in the making for 2 decades. Help us understand the significance of this milestone.
Hace 15 años que China está trabajando en el lanzamiento de estos satélites para culminar su constelación de satélites para el sistema de navegación propio, ¿no? O sea, esta es la tarea de 15 años de trabajo.
And it's a very add-valued, system for all the GNSS system.
You work in the application of those satellites, so this must be an exciting day for you also. Tell us about the kind of services that are already in use.
La persona que está hablando ahora dice que trabaja en las aplicaciones de lo que se usa con las navegaciones satelitales. Estamos a 9 minutos del lanzamiento.
In accordance with 3-step strategy. So the service is updated generation by generation. For instance, Beidou 1 is using a active positioning scheme, which means using 2 satellite and ground stations to locate the users. So it provides timing, positioning, navigation system only in China. But for Beidou 2, with the capability with Beidou 1, Beidou 2 using a positive positioning scheme, not using ground stations, but all 4 satellites to provide more accurate services for the Asian Pacific users. And Beidou 3 now we provide global services and updated services all over the world. Specifically, there are 7 kinds of services. It provides 3 kinds of global services.
Capi González nos pregunta cuánto queda para el lanzamiento. 8 minutos o 7 minutos y poco, de acuerdo a la cuenta nuestra.
And ICR, which is the International Search and Rescue. Meanwhile, for China and surrounding areas, we provide 4 services, which is SPAS, satellite-based augment system, GES, ground augment system, PPP, process point positioning, and RSMC, regional short message communications. So it's a little bit complicated with 7.
It gets very technical.
Yeah, it's very technical. And nowadays, GNSS already launched worldwide since December 2018. And last year, we have GSMC, SERGS already available. And this year, they're going to be as SPAS, PPP, and RSMC all over the world. I think it's really, really exciting to use the applications by Beidou.
Wouldn't you say that the key difference from the first generation to the second generation to now the third generation was also in the scope of coverage? Because at first only provided coverage in China, and then it was Asia Pacific. And now when the third generations are operational, we'll be able to provide global coverage.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. The region is larger and larger according to different generations of Beidou. And, it can give us a lot of opportunities.
El tipo de cohete que se va a usar es un Long March 3B, conocido también como el CZ3B o LM3B. Fue la primera vez que se lanzó fue en el año 96, 1996.
Satellite Navigation System Office. Mr. Shen, welcome to our special coverage. What do you think are the differences between Beidou, developed by China, GPS, developed by the US, and Galileo of Europe?
Van a hablar sobre las diferencias entre GPS y Galileo y el chino, el sistema chino.
Okay.
No, I wasn't saying anything. Please go ahead. Yes, please.
Okay. Actually, currently there are 4
Martín, ¿qué tal desde Perú? Llegó a tiempo, nos está diciendo Martín, ¿qué tal? Buenas noches.
BDS, that's our Beidou system, GPS, as you mentioned, Galileo, and also Russian GLONASS. All those systems are global covered, and of course, we are the third in the world to offer the services. They also, the basic system are almost the same, namely just you mentioned before, is 3 kinds of basic services, namely positioning, navigation, and timing. But in addition to that, Beidou has its own characteristics. For example, as the previous guest mentioned, they were, besides the basic navigation services, there were satellite-based augmentation for aviation users, short message services. In addition to this BDS3, we have the international search and rescue, and also precise point positioning, and all those high accuracy, high precision services, which will bring the accuracy of the services up to next level to from normally 10 meters.
I see, Mr. Shen, how do we understand the relationship between Beidou?
Bueno, está diciendo que el sistema chino es muy similar a los sistemas al americano y el europeo. 4 minutos para el lanzamiento ahora, 3 minutos 50 segundos. Pero tiene una particularidad también que se va a usar para mandar mensajes y para búsqueda y rescate, ¿no? Recién estaba hablando del tema de la precisión, dijo que tenía una precisión de 10 metros, yo había leído por ahí que era mucho menor, era de centímetros, la precisión, vamos a ver qué más dice.
Are they just competitors, or is there room for cooperation among different navigation systems?
Actually, Beidou has a principle that, Beidou is developed by China, but dedicated to the world. And Beidou want to be the world-class GNSS system. So there are 4 keywords for Beidou. The first is openness, second is compatible, and the third will be gradualness, and then is the independence.
Pardon me, we're 3 minutes away from the scheduled liftoff of that Long March carrier rocket that will carry China's last satellite to complete its Beidou navigation system. My apologies, please continue.
Okay, so Beidou system compared with GPS or Galileo has a lot of advantages. Like we have 3 orbit satellite, and we have 3 different frequency band. We can give more, Beidou can give higher accuracy, for the customer, can give different kind of services, just we talked about, like short message.
Bueno, ahora está aclarando de que sí, que evidentemente tiene mayor precisión para el usuario especializado que el GPS y Galileo, ¿no? Estamos a 2 minutos del lanzamiento. Ya vemos el oxígeno líquido evaporándose de las ventilaciones del cohete.
Beidou can give a accuracy better than 10 meters.
Okay.
Which is, I think GPS is better, maybe worldwide. But in China, especially in Asia Pacific area, Beidou can give the accuracy better than 5 meters, which is much better than GPS. So it depends.
It depends on the region where
Bueno,
you're using services.
esto está dedicado, la cobertura de Beidou está dedicada a China específicamente, donde la cobertura de GPS de los satélites norteamericanos o Galileo no están enfocadas, no son tan buenas. Ellos tienen cobertura mundial, ¿no?
Services to the customers. So I think in some way Beidou is really competitive to this GNSS market and industry.
Let's turn back to Mr.
Saludos de
Shen,
Venezuela,
my
nos
other
dice un
guest
toque de
who's joining
ciencia.
us for our live
Bien ahí, vamos arriba.
Mr.
Buenas noches.
Shen, can I get
No se
your
olviden de
take
suscribirse para las
on
próximas
the
transmisiones, que
different
siempre estamos tratando de poner en vivo lo que está sucediendo en el espacio.
global
A 1 minuto del
navigation
lanzamiento
systems?
estamos
We're
ahora.
talking about whether there could be cooperation maybe between them.
Of course. I guess among the systems, we are competitors, but we are also cooperating with each other. In the field of satellite navigation, each system are
38 segundos.
together to achieve what we call the compatibility and interoperability. And compatibility means that the systems are not interfering with each other, so they can exist peacefully. Interoperability is
Mr. Shen, I'm
capability.
sorry to interrupt you. We are
Bueno, vemos
now
abajo el centro de
moments
control de
away from the
lanzamiento,
liftoff
los
of
motores
the rocket.
arriba, el tope
Let's
con la
take a look
carga
at
de
those
pago.
live pictures
La carga de
coming
pago
from
es
the
similar a lo
Xichang
que vimos
Satellite
con
Launch
Falcon
Center.
9 también, de que
5,
se abre.
4, 3,
Bueno, 3, 2, 1,
There
ignición.
you go.
Bueno, ahí vemos.
This is
Bueno, se levantó.
9:43 a.m.
Está elevándose.
Beijing time.
Qué lindo.
Pitch over.
Ay, qué lástima, tenemos nubes.
Remote signal normal.
Está todo normal, están diciendo del control. Ah, y ahí tenemos la cámara a bordo.
The tracking
No entiendo
radar
chino, ¿no?
normal.
Pero si hablan en inglés lo traducimos. ¿Eh?
Suite 112 radar tracking normal.
Bueno, todo normal.
Radar tracking normal.
Chequeo de radar dice que está normal.
Optical radar tracking normal. Remote signal normal. Flight condition normal.
Está todo normal. Para los que quieran algún dato de este cohete,
Normal. 211 tracking.
vale más de 70 millones de dólares, ¿no? Y tiene una altura de 54, casi 55 metros. Vamos a sacar un momento del chat.
Remote signal normal.
Bueno, sigue todo normal. Seguimos con la imagen a la derecha, la imagen a bordo.
From Xichang, radar tracking normal.
Sigue normal. Chequeo radar normal.
Radar tracking from Xichang normal. Remote signal normal. Flight status normal.
Todo normal.
Tracking normal.
Chequeo normal. Sí.
Remote signal normal.
Qué hermoso, nos dice un toque de ciencia desde Venezuela.
From Yibin, remote signal normal.
En chino nos van transmitiendo y nos van traduciendo al mismo tiempo en inglés, que todos los chequeos que siguen haciendo de las lecturas y todo está todo normal,
Separation
¿no?
of boosters.
Bueno, se separaron los boosters. Los 4 boosters que tiene están separados en este momento y ahora sigue la segunda etapa, o sea, 4 boosters y ahora hay otra etapa más, son 4 etapas en total.
First stage turn off.
Bueno, ahí se apagó,
First and second stage of Rocky separates.
se separó la segunda etapa y ahí está encendiendo el motor de la segunda etapa. Generalmente esta segunda etapa sucede porque los motores están regulados para trabajar con mucho menos aire, con oxígeno, o sea, con oxígeno propio, ¿no?
From Yiping, remote signal normal.
Qué increíble, qué raro esos motores.
Remote signal normal.
Señal remota normal.
Remote signal normal. Guiyang,
Estos parecen ser los
radar
kilómetros, ¿no?
tracking is normal.
Chequeo de radar normal.
From Xichang, radar tracking normal. Remote signal normal. Flight condition normal. From Yiping, radar tracking normal. From Yiping, radar tracking normal.
Muchas gracias a todos por estar hoy acá con nosotros. Estamos viendo a ver si podemos tener otra transmisión, que hay otro lanzamiento en Europa en un par de horas. No hemos tenido noticias, es muy probable que lo hayan demorado el vuelo. Y también estamos muy próximos, separación de las tapas que protegen a los satélites en la punta del cohete. Les decía que hay un próximo lanzamiento de Falcon 9 también, con Starlink. Esas tapas protegen a los satélites en la punta del cohete por la resistencia aerodinámica de la atmósfera. Una vez que está en el espacio ya no lo necesita, ¿no? Y por eso se sueltan y quedan libres los satélites. Iván Montiel, saludos desde Paraguay, nos dice. Gracias, Iván, un abrazo. Siguen dando las señales que están todas normales. Bueno, ya que estamos recluidos un poco también por el coronavirus, pero disfrutando de estos hermosos lanzamientos que cada tanto estamos consiguiendo, ¿eh? Gracias a todos por estar allí. No se olviden de suscribirse y poner las notificaciones activas para sumarse a nuevos lanzamientos. Vamos a habilitar el super chat de nuevo en pantalla. ¿Desde dónde se lanzó? Se lanzó desde China. Nos está preguntando un toque de ciencia desde Venezuela. Hichang es el lugar, en Sichuan. Bueno, se apagó la segunda etapa y se separa y va a encender la tercera. Y ahí está, ahí tenemos las imágenes. Se separó la segunda etapa, está encendiendo la tercera.
Yiping remote signal normal.
Bueno, este cohete contaba con 4 etapas. La primera etapa tenía además 4 boosters. Bueno, esta tercera etapa, no la última, falta una más, dice que está normal. Los 3 parámetros principales están normales. El radar.
Radar tracking normal. Remote signal normal. Flight status normal.
Estado del vuelo normal. La señal de radar dice que está normal. Y todos los parámetros de vuelo también.
Guiyang, radar tracking normal. 天路蔚蓝厦门 tracking normal, remote signal normal, flight condition normal. tracking normal, remote signal normal,
The
华山
rocket
flight
launch
status
that'll
normal.
carry China's last satellite into orbit to complete the Beidou satellite navigation system. It'll be a while before we hear from official channels whether the launch has been a success. We're on standby looking to hear from all of those ground commands and monitors on whether the mission has been a success. Let's go to my guest, Shen Jun, who is also monitoring the process for us. Mr. Shen,
bueno, nos está diciendo el operador de Estados Unidos de que el lanzamiento ha sido un suceso, o sea que ha sido exitoso y que por ahora va todo muy bien, tal cual como estaba programado, ¿no? Lo que estamos viendo del lado izquierdo es una imagen, un render, o sea, es digital, pero la visión de la derecha es el motor de la tercera etapa.
Like this, the Long March 3B rocket has a core unit that's in the middle, and
Bueno, en este momento, según las imágenes que tenemos, se apagó la tercera etapa. Eso que vemos pasar son desprendimientos quizás de elementos congelados o de humedad congelada, agua en la nave. Bueno, y se va a separar ahora la tercera etapa también.
And the fairing that's covered on the top of the rocket, separated, throw it away so that can
porque queda todavía una etapa más, una cuarta, que es la etapa de inserción.
eliminate some of the extra weight. So it continued to fly. Then the third stage was the first stage was separated from the rocket after all the engines, all the fuels are burned out. Then second stage, then the third stage. Then I believe normally for a geostationary satellite like this one, there are about 3 hours of the flight for the upper stage to deliver or to inject the payload, in this case.
Bueno, después de que se haga la separación de esta tercera etapa, que es cuando se queman los fusibles que hacen la sujeción, dice que van a pasar 3 horas en que la cuarta etapa enciende, que es la etapa de inserción en la órbita final. Así que bueno, posiblemente eso no lo vamos a transmitir, no lo vamos a ver. Pero digo, vamos a ver seguramente ahora la separación con la tercera etapa, que eso va a ser en cualquier momento.
Everything works according to predefined plan. Normally, for example, the brother of this satellite, the GO2 satellite, it takes about 3 months to be commissioned. So I guess we would another month or 2 before this satellite is joined the constellation and officially commissioned.
Understood. We talked about how
Un par de meses le va a llevar luego de este lanzamiento, de que esos satélites empiecen a funcionar en la constelación de navegación satelital, o sea, de que esté lo que ellos le llaman comisionado, o sea, que quede no solo en órbita, sino que esté posicionado en el lugar para empezar a trabajar en la constelación de GPS china, en el Beidou.
When will global coverage be up and running? In 3 months, as you just mentioned?
Actually, talking about global, the China Satellite Navigation Office announced on December 27th, 2018, that was like a 2.5 year, 2018, year and a half ago, they announced that the BDS straight preliminary system being operational. For that system, it's already provide the global coverage. The only difference is that there are small areas, 13 areas, which Beidou cannot meet. It's very, I think 97% of the global areas are covered, but only 3%. Then in the next year and a half, we already launched the rest of the satellite. Then that makes sure that the whole.
Todavía va a haber otros lanzamientos más adelante, de acá a 1 año y medio, para completar la cobertura total como ellos tienen planificado.
Mr. Shen, do stay with me here on our special coverage. I'll be circling back to you later on. Let's turn back to my studio guest, Mr. Lee here. I do want to talk to you about the carrier rocket, the Long March 3B. We know the family of Long March series.
Bueno, van a volver estudios ahora con la transmisión, van a hablar un poco sobre lo que es los cohetes. Así que digo, bueno, no tenemos mucho más para mostrar acá, pero vamos a volver. Si vemos algo interesante, lamentablemente no nos da a veces el tiempo para avisar de lo que pasa, así que les recomiendo suscribirse para las próximas transmisiones, que vamos apenas tengamos la noticia, lo vamos a colocar en vivo, como siempre. Muchas gracias a todos, gracias en América, en Paraguay, en México, los amigos de Venezuela, Argentina. Muito obrigado, gente do Brasil, sei que temos pessoal lá dando uma olhada extra, aproveita a suscrever-se agora para ter notificações do nosso canal. Buenas noches, gracias, un abrazo a todos.
It's mainly used to place communication satellite into geo orbit, and it can carry a payload to GTO orbit with, almost 5,000 kilograms payload, which is really powerful. And for other rocket in this Long March 3 family, which is Long March 3A and Long March 3C,